Good to see you guys. We're live on Facebook, live on Clubhouse, we're live on YouTube, we're live on TikTok, talking about the power of celery. Going to talk about the sodium cluster salts, and we're juicing celery. We're talking about the power of celery. It should never, ever, ever be underestimated. I'm excited. Going to juice some celery. By the way, the juicer, this juicer, MM900HDS, don't get it confused because this is the one. This is the one that I'm working with them. This is the one that does the celery plus other things. But this is the celery juicer, the MM900HDS celery juicer. So that's the one. You know, I can't help but to do this. Bring the celery out because it's a chance for someone to actually get an incredible juicer. And I'm going to show you how it works. We're squeezing out every last drop of juice out of the celery where the pulp is dry. But we're talking about, look, we're going to talk about the power of celery, what it does for us, how you cannot underestimate it, how people who drink it when they get off of it, their symptoms start to come back or they feel it. They're like, wait a minute, I feel something, because that's how much it's doing for us, right? And don't get confused why, like, who's doing celery juice? Well, everybody is, because they keep on building more farms, more farms, more farms. There's thousands of celery farms, right? Audrey says, it's amazing, best purchase in years. This juicer, right? It really is. I'll tell you what the juicer has done for me if you guys want to know. All right. So let me just give you some history, okay? I've tried all the juicers out there. All the cold press juicers out there, all right? Nicole says, so this juicer does juice other items. Yes, it does. Not just celery. Yes, it juices other items. And what I find is it juices other items better because it has the ability to squeeze every last drop out of them, and that's what I love about the juicer. This model is made specifically for celery, and you can use it for anything. What I find is I use it for everything, and I'm happier with that than other juicers. I've tried all the juicers out there. I'm just letting you know, and I'll tell you a little history about it, okay? And you guys can get any juicer you want. Look, you guys can use any juicer you want. It's just that everybody's always asking me. And I hold it off for a while, and I hold it off for a while, and I hold it off for a while, and then it finally is just like, all right, this is the one I use. But like a little history about it for me, right? Tried every juicer. I don't care what juicer somebody throws out at me. Like, did you do this one? Did you do that one? Did you do this one? I tried them all, okay? And they haven't saved me money. I buy a lot of celery. Like, I buy a lot of celery, you know? And I got a lot of celery right here. And you know, it costs money. Absolutely. But when you squeeze that juice out of your celery, like squeeze more of it out of it, you're saving money. So then when I got this juicer, I was buying less celery than buying less celery, But wait a minute. I was still drinking the same amount of juice. And so I was seeing where it was saving me money. So then what this juicer did, which the other juicers never did for me, is this juicer paid for itself. That's what it did. And I'm like, wait a minute. So this juicer paid for itself and then paid for itself again. And then I noticed it paid for itself again. Okay? Now, as I calculated that, it was really awesome. Nazil says, it was a life changer when I switched to this juicer, the MM900HDS. And don't get it confused with other ones. I used to get 2 cups of celery juice out of 2 bags of celery. Now from 1 bag, I make 2 cups of CJ. And you guys, that's for real. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody about, like all the time. That's what I tell my friends that. Well, what's the difference between this juicer? I'm like, what are you kidding? Hazel said, I started with a different juicer and it soaked me dry with money and not enough juice. I love the Omega juicer. The MM900 gives me more juice and it pays for itself. It pays for itself. So check this out, right? Now, having a juicer pay for itself is one thing, right? And that's what this juicer did when no other juicer did that for me. But it paid for itself again, right? And then it paid for itself again. And then again. Because I did the calculations for how much money I spend on celery. It turned out that the MM900 paid for itself a dozen times for me. So it's like, wait a minute, just got another juicer. Whoop, just got another juicer. Wait, it paid for itself again. It paid for itself again. And I couldn't believe it. So I'm just letting you know how it works for me. And I'm excited about it. So it's the MM900HDS, just so you guys know, okay? Now, make sure it's the MM900HDS or you just end up with the wrong juicer. You'll end up with the wrong juicer. You'll end up with an Omega juicer, but the wrong one. Just letting you know. Don't add anything to your celery juice. You guys, I see it every day out there. I'm putting ice in my celery. I'm adding lemon, right? Someone will be on the internet and be like, I added lemon. Make sure you add lemon. Yeah, you just destroyed your celery juice. You just ruined your celery juice. You ruined it. I'm not talking about the flavor. I'm talking about you ruined its opportunity to really do what it needs to do for you. I'm doing a little juicing right now, obviously. Let's run some celery sticks through here. Can you juice the leaves? Can you juice without the leaves? They make it taste horrible. Of course you can cut the leaves off. There's nothing wrong with cutting the leaves back. That's fine. You could cut them back as much as you want, you guys. I'm just reading your comments. Can you add a little ice? Susan says, can you add a little ice? No, you can't. You can't add ice. You can't add water. You can't add supplements. You can't add, you know, anything, because if you add something to it, you dilute the sodium cluster salts. I look at a juicer as a medical device. That's how I see a juicer. Okay? Now, I see it as a medical tool. Bottom line. That's how I look at it. Every day. Because what is it? What is a juicer? Why are you juicing? You're juicing for the fun of it? Right? Why bother juicing? Just eat pizza. Why bother juicing? Just eat cheese and pork. Just eat fried eggs every day. Why bother juicing? When you think about it. You're juicing because you're trying to save your butt. Or you're juicing to try to fix something. Or you're juicing to try to heal something. So I just did some juicing just now, you guys. Let me just move this towel right here. So in this bowl here, I have extremely, Audra says, great juicer. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. I feel the same way. I have this thing of pulp in my hand, right? And I show this every time. That pulp is dry. It's dry. I mean, I've had the wettest pulp from all the other juicers, spitting out wet pulp, you name it. I've seen it all out there, right? And this is nice and dry. That's it. This is the pulp. And this is very fibrous celery I'm dealing with. This is extremely fibrous. So if it was another batch of celery, there would probably be this much in there only, right? This is extremely fibrous celery. So because some celery bunches, batches, it's just basically all fiber, right? So it takes a lot to squeeze that juice out. And that's what I love about the juicer. It's all dry. And that's where the money is at. The money's at how dry the pulp is. That's where the money's at. I'm going to pop it in here real quick. Do a little, fill this glass jar. So I got one celery juice right there, which I'm excited about. So you want to strain it. You see how I got a strainer, you guys? Okay? You can let this really sit and then completely drip out. And then you can press it with a spoon too and get every single last drop out. I love having control over, over the celery juice. If you don't get the MM900HDS, you're not going to get the juicer that squeezes all the juice out. You're going to get another juicer that doesn't squeeze as much juice out. And that defeats the purpose of what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a juicer to pay for itself. And yeah, that's the key. I love you guys.